What is the meaning of life? Have you ever suddenly felt that living in this world is meaningless? Well, I have. And this is why I started to explore the meaning of life. It was during this process that a book appeared in my mind. I had been reading 转法轮 with my mother since I was little. She is a practitioner of 法轮功。
我出生在一个有宗教信仰的家庭，我的父亲就是一个道士，寻找可以解脱的修炼方法。终于在1998年，我在一个朋友的介绍下认识了法轮大法。当时我拿到这本《转法轮》的时候，我觉得这就是我要找的。
法轮info.net says, in traditional Chinese culture, the process of perfecting and refining mind and body is called cultivation. Our modern language uses the word qigong to describe it. In May 1992, Mr. Li Hongzhi introduced 法轮功, also called 法轮大法, to the public. The core of the teachings of 法轮功 is the values of truth, compassion, and tolerance. By reading the books, the practitioners can understand why and how to be a good person. By practicing the 5 exercises of 法轮功, the practitioners can feel calm and positive.
An example is an argument with my wife, which is a regular thing that can spring up. Over time I've just learned that I should try to forbear those arguments and not contribute to it, Falun Dafa is really up to oneself. You get out what you put in. If you put the time in and study and exercise, you really do see changes.
FaLunInfo.net explained that Qigong practices teach how to work with the life energy of the body, how to improve its circulation inside the body, and at advanced levels, it even talks about transforming the life energy of the body into more potent energy.
This is different. You definitely feel the energy all around you as you're doing the particular movements. I felt it the entire time from start to finish.
By 1998, official Chinese records estimated 70 to 100 million had taken up the practice. 法轮大法 is not only very popular in China, but also widely praised overseas. Today, people practice 法轮功 in over 100 countries around the world. Faith is like a ray of light that illuminates the path of countless confused people. But when faith is forbidden, does the light go out? My friend Shen, who likes to play and make guitars, is also a practitioner of 法轮功。
7月20号之后，法轮功就被中共定义为邪教。从那年开始，就有无数的身边的朋友和亲戚，因为练法轮功而被抓捕的没有任何的罪名，唯一的罪名就是因为相信法轮功。
In April 1999, an article appeared in Tianjin used untrue cases to attack Falun Gong. The practitioners in Tianjin went to the newspaper's office to clarify the facts peacefully, but they were violently beaten by the police. 45 practitioners were arrested. The police suggested them to go to the capital to petition.
The peaceful protest by devotees of Falun Gong was aimed at countering the media's criticism of their discipline. The crowd demanded to meet with Premier Zhu Rongji to press for fewer restrictions on their discipline.
The arrested practitioners were released, but the then party leader Jiang Zemin made the decision along that the Communist Party must eradicate Falun Gong. The increase in the population of Falun Gong practitioners and their theistic values pose a threat to the Communist Party. which holds an atheist and totalitarian ideology. On July 20, 1999, hundreds of practitioners were arrested by security forces. 2 days later, the ban on Falun Gong was officially declared. People who practice Falun Gong, whether publicly or privately, are at risk of being fired, raided by the police, house searched, kidnapped, brainwashed, and imprisoned. Even worse, some people have been physically tortured in prison.
Gao was fired from her job and later imprisoned for refusing to give up her beliefs. On May 7, 2004, Gao was tortured with electric batons for 7 hours straight at the Longshan forced labor camp in her hometown of Shenyang.
很残酷的折磨、伤害，所以我现在在这里，我希望我们获得自由。
And some have even been tortured to death. Hard to Believe, a documentary directed by Ken Stone, reviewed the illegal industrial chain of the CCP's harvesting of liver, kidney, cornea, heart, and other organs from Falun Gong practitioners through investigation by many experts. On the other hand, the CCP deliberately discredited the practitioners and publicized Falun Gong as a cult organization. However, because the government searched for and destroyed a large number of Falun Gong books and audio tapes, the people couldn't know what Falun Gong was and they believed in lies. At the same time, they refused to know the truth because they were afraid of the power of the CCP. Falun Gong practitioners have been fighting the persecution for 22 years. At the same time, practitioners far overseas have also shouldered this important task. They not only need to explain their situation to the governments of other countries in order to seek support, but also to tell the people this unbelievable thing. I used to feel embarrassed and confused about clarifying the truth because I was afraid of the strange look from others, and I doubted whether this is really meaningful. People who don't want to know the truth will still choose to avoid it. But the fact is that more people, more power, and everything is just a matter of time.
如果说没有法轮功学员的讲真相，我就不会从一个这个误解的状态，成为对法轮功有正面认识，以及是最后走入修炼的这么一个转变。但是还有很多人还不知道自己是被中共所欺骗的，所以我觉得，那我自己从这个法轮功学员的坚持不懈的讲真相中受益了，我觉得我也应该去继续做这样的事情。